Hello, everyone. I'm Sandy, and today we'll be talking about the COVID real estate update in the GTA. So, Rayissa will go ahead and tell you all about it.
Perfect. Thanks, Mom. Thanks,
Welcome.
Sandy. We had just sent a video out and realized that we only sent out 19 seconds. So we are now redoing the video and resending it. So you get to see us twice today. Sorry. Technological glitches. So some of you have seen the CMHC article, which came out yesterday, that through these totally dire, catastrophic drops in real estate prices that they are predicting across Canada. CMHC is predicting a fall of 9 to 18% in real estate prices. They're predicting a slight rebound in 2021 and then the majority of a rebound in 2022. So do you need to be as scared as what CMHC is making the predictions out to be? In our opinion, no. So we know that there's a course correction that's happening in the marketplace. A course correction is a nice way of saying that prices are flat year over year. Right now, they are not increasing. So what that looks like is if there's a decrease in price, but actually they seem to be holding pretty flat. And CMHC's report is for all across Canada. So we know that in the larger markets, such as Toronto or the GTA and Vancouver, and even to some extent Calgary and Edmonton, those markets keep moving. They keep going. We have people that will be moving in and out. It is the smaller markets that are more affected. So the same when the mortgage stress test happened, smaller markets in London and Kitchener and Windsor and some of the smaller towns out west as well, that really affected them. And that's where I think these numbers are getting influenced, is that those smaller towns will see a bigger drop than we will. At least that's what Sandy and I were talking about.
Right, and it's also the maritime provinces. Those provinces are always a little bit lower than what Toronto's going for, or even the GTA area. So they're lumping everything together, and they come up with some kind of a number.
So the other flip side of that, of what we are seeing happen, is de-urbanization. And that is actually what we did when we moved out of Toronto about 4 years ago and purchased a property that we split into two that we live in the beautiful hills of Terracotta in Caledon. So we are just a short 45-minute car ride away, but we basically left the urban core and we moved out to what is foreseeably called the country, even though we have all the same, benefits and things. We just have to drive a little bit further to the grocery store or to get to the highway. But we are seeing people do that. And we have actually been helping people do that the last 4 years, moving people from Toronto to Georgetown, Orangeville, Caledon, Erin, Mulmer. So Fergus, yeah, near Guelph. Even Mom did one at Stratford. So people are leaving, and now we're seeing companies that have been shutting down for the rest of the year their commercial spaces where people are working from home, whether it's Spotify or Google or some of the most of the tech companies, and now some of the financial companies are also going to be having their employees work from home into the foreseeable future. So that will affect the downtown core. It will affect the condo market. We will see people that will say, hey, I don't have to live in a $550,000 condo that is, one bedroom, 450 square feet. I can actually buy a bungalow if I just put a little bit more money to that at around 600,000, right, and still be able to work from home and still can get on the, the train to go into Toronto for theater and dinner and all that stuff. So when that's open, of course. So we've been seeing that. So the condo core is a little bit worrisome. The prices that we may see a decrease in prices, we think, because Airbnbs are no longer able to run. And so you have people who are either trying to find rentals for those full-time, full year round tenants for that, or they're selling their Airbnbs. And right now there's a difference also the rental market. There's an increase in the number of units that are for lease for rentals in the downtown core and at Yonge and Sheppard. And what's happened is there's actually a decrease in the price because there's more units. So as an investor, it's a good time to buy downtown core condo or Yonge and Sheppard condo or Yonge and Eglinton condo for investment purposes, but you may not have a tenant in it, or you may have a tenant in it that's at a lower price than what you're looking for. So if anyone has like 35 to 50% to put down, then it's good to invest. Yeah, long term, the real estate will continue to rebound. So those are two of the big topics we wanted to touch on. We are also going to do a Zoom call. So we're going to have a Zoom call on June 5th. We're going to do a Zoom webinar. We're going to do a real estate update because the numbers are going to come out, the Market Watch, which the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board puts out. And we're going to take your questions. So we're going to go live. We're going to do a Q&A. Yeah. I'm pretty excited about that. So you'll get an invite to the webinar as well, because we've been tracking the numbers and May numbers. So May 18th to May 24th, there were still 275 freehold properties. And I just did Toronto. I didn't even do the full GTA, including Peel and Halton. So, and out of the 275, there were 117 properties that actually sold last week. And this week, the numbers are already tracking to go higher than the numbers for last week. It's hard to compare year over year. April was a drop, 67% less listings, so less houses for sale than April of last year. So what we've been tracking is week over week, are we moving? And now I think because things are opening up a bit more and people sort of have found their footing a little bit in this new normal that we're going to be living with for the foreseeable future, it seems to me that properties are starting to get sold and showings have started to increase a little bit, because that's the part we're really limited in. We have to do more of the Zoom virtual meetings until the very end when you really think you're going to do an offer. And even then, some properties are saying no showings until they accept your offer. So that we'll talk a little bit more in the Zoom and the webinar call. But we are prepared. Sandy, you've got our basket down there. So when we go for showings, we have wipes, we have Lysol spray, we have gloves, latex and non-latex. We have masks. We have hand sanitizer, so we actually make sure that you are very cared for when we do that or do a home inspection as much as we possibly can. So that is, I think, all we've got for today. We are going to do the live webinar June 5th, so that'll be that'll be at 7 p.m. in the evening, and you'll get an invite for that. In the meantime, we're happy to help with grocery pickups or drop-offs. We're here for chats if you want to FaceTime or call, if you need a friendly ear, or really for any kind of thing that you need help with. You need a good recipe. You need a good book to read. Just call us. So we hope to see each and every one of you soon and in person. But if not, stay tuned to get the invite for the webinar. Cheers.
Cheers.